Hi everyone, welcome to the first Pack and Chat of 2026 and welcome to my studio. I'm Holly. I am the maker and doer of all the things here at Missouri River Soap. I live in Northwest Montana with my husband Caleb and my two kids that are still stay at home, Julia and Ben, and we're building a cabin up here. And I will take you on a cabin tour because I already filmed it. I filmed it yesterday, so I will tack that onto the end. And my little studio is here on property. We built it ourselves as well. I have been making soap for how many years? 18 years, and I have been in business for a little bit over 13 years. I started in Missouri, near the Missouri River in Kansas City, and we relocated to southern Missouri, and then we came back to Montana. For me, it was back. For everybody else, it was, they've never lived here before, but I grew up here in Northwest Montana, and it has been my dream to come home. Some of my older videos, I just talk about it quite often if you've been with me for a long time, and I just love it here. It is my happy place. So with this release, I had a couple of box sets and a couple of soaps. So let's put together one of each of the boxes. I thought that might be the best way that you could see what is in the boxes, and they're just, I have them here in front of me. They're just so pretty. I love all the products. I'm so happy. So let's put the rainbow box together first. So I purchased this just amazing box. It's so pretty. I love it. And I was putting them together and I realized I actually ordered the wrong size. I didn't need it to be quite this thick. Poor me. Poor me. Sometimes I had been thinking and prepping for this one for so long, and I still failed just a little bit. This is a 964. I certainly didn't need a 964, so there's a little extra shred going in, but that's fine. It's still the same box that I would have shipped it in. Otherwise, it's just a little extra space in here than what we needed. So I bought this really pretty rainbow paper as well. And it's a little bit more pastel in the pictures online, but it's still just gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. Now the shred did come in quite pastel, and it's very Eastery looking, and I love it. I will probably be ordering some more. It comes in very, what do you call that? Where they suck all the air out. So it's been a little difficult to work with, and I ordered from the same company, but the shreds are different. The pink that I have for the pink box and this rainbow, it's a different texture, and I'm using a lot more of the rainbow than I wanted to. I realized in a panic that I needed some more last week, and it did come in, and now I'm like, oh no, I think I still need more. So I'm adding some more of the craft shred to it, and I'm pretty sure my box came in retaped, and I lost probably 1/8 of the box at some point, so that's kind of also a bit discouraging. It takes so long for us to get anything here in Northwest Montana. So I'm going to make it work. I do have some more craft on the way. It'll be here on Monday. And today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, January something. 21st, perhaps? I really don't know. It's been quite the week. It's been quite a month. I don't know. It is indeed the 21st. Alright, so into this rainbow box, we're putting in the winter rainbow soap. And that's just kind of what started the whole thing, was the soap. And then I made some confetti blossom scrub, and it is just the prettiest rainbow scrub I think I have ever made. I got the perfect colors. And I've since learned, since I made this, that a lot of people are wanting Confetti Blossom Scrub. I knew the soap needed to be on deck, and I do have some of the fragrance blend on its way to me now. So we've got that going for us. All right, so into this one, we're doing a berry vanilla bath bomb, and it's this cute heart shape, and it is just pink, blue, and yellow because making a 6-color bath bomb is very difficult, and I've done it, and I knew I didn't want to do it. So we'll put that in. I still thought it was really pretty. We're putting in, I feel like I swapped some things around here. Oh dear. I try not to touch my face. Oh, I keep getting a muscle twitch right here on the top of my cheekbone, and all I want to do is like push on it when it happens. It's very odd. So this is brand new. It's a botanical foot fizzy, and this one is lavender grapefruit going into this box, and it has some calendula and lavender and rose petals in it, but it is scented with lavender and grapefruit essential oils. Texting. Somebody's texting me. Hold on. It was Michael's. What a letdown. What a letdown. Anyway, these are made with Epsom salts, and what all do we have in here? So there's baking soda and citric acid, of course, and then there's some Epsom salt. There's some regular pink salt. It does have coconut oil. It has some arrowroot. We've got, of course, apricot and jojoba because I love that so much. The lavender has some cream of tartar, the grapefruit, and then it does have the botanicals. So this is intended to be used in a little tub, and you put it in, you let your feet soak. It is going to be more of an oily scenario because it does not have a bunch of binders in it. So you're going to let your feet soak, and then you're going to pull out your feet. You're going to dry them off really well. Probably put on some socks, and then it's like you've put a balm on your feet as well. So you have the real relaxing part and then the balm part all in one. Okay, so let me double check that I'm getting the right things in here. Then we have a body butter. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And there's a lot of these products I've been making off and on for a lot of years. I just haven't brought them to you. So they're new to you, but not new to me. And this body butter just turned out oh so good. I love it. This one is in the acai berries and satin, which is in my Princess Kisses rainbow soap scent blend. So that's fun. Okay. We're putting in a Moonberry Blush body oil. Now let me tell you, my Moonberry Blush is a custom blend. And it is described as lush strawberry and plum meet jasmine bloom, sweet cream, and warm vanilla. I love it. Now this is kind of my scent. This is mine. I make it for me, and I am now making it for you because I love it so much. So Moonberry Blush body oil, and this does have apricot, jojoba, of course, rose hip, and then it does have some isopropyl myristate. I think that's how you say it, and that helps it to have more of a dry down feel. And then it has the fragrance. Now I'm being very careful. I have done a little shrink wrap. I thought I had purchased the appropriate shrink wrap for a couple of things, and yeah, I couldn't find it. So I am just kind of taking the extra precaution here, and I'm putting it in a bag, kind of like how I do my room sprays. Not kind of, it literally is exactly how I package my room sprays. Alright, so that's going to go in there. Guess we're not really showing you. There goes my cheekbone twitch again. I feel like it's like yanking up. It feels weird. Alright, that actually goes there. Then we're putting in a Fruity Loops mini macaron wax melt, and look how cute they are. This has got to be pretty dang close to being my favorite wax melt scent ever, and I just adore the mini macarons. So that's sitting on top of the Foot Fizzy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the last one is Orange Vanilla Lip Balm. So you might remember from my last, I think it was my last pack and chat, I had mentioned that I had sent out some before, some in black cherry. I've made orange vanilla before. I love this lip balm. It is so, so good. It has taken me from pretty much every other lip balm that there is. I adore it. My husband really likes it. He thinks it's some good stuff. I've got my kids all have some. Oh, it's just really good. I'm going to put a little bit of the shred here to kind of get around. I keep shifting. Kind of get him a little snug in there. That bath bomb. I say this all the time, but I actually threw one on the floor the other day. Not any of these. It was one that had been around a while. I think it was a sample one that I hold back. And it was kerplunk and rolled, and I looked at it. Nothing had happened. Not a thing. Now, I did struggle with the stars just a little bit. They didn't release from the mold as well as I would have liked them to. Alright, I think everybody's good. We're going in with the orange vanilla balm. I'm putting in a couple of wooden spoons. When you get into the body butter and the scrub, is there anything else? I think that's it. The body butter and the scrub, you have to have clean, dry hands. And a little clean spoon also helps. So I'm tucking that in. I had hoped to get some cute stickers made, but my brain space was lost on that. This year, I had such hopes for this year. The last time I had this kind of hope was 2020, and we saw how that turned out. And I was having what I thought was a wonderful day, and I got a text later in the day that my dear friend had just experienced the most horrific tragedy. And so it's just been kind of a, as I'm not 100% connected to that, I can continue on. I'm happy, but there's just been a lot of moments, just a lot of sadness. And so that's just taken up some of my brain space this month so far. I put the sticker on, right? Yes, so then I put this sticker on. Just went with my regular sticker. I had a fresh batch of stickers. I ordered mine from labelin.us. And so I really like working with them, and I had a whole bunch, and I was like, just use the stickers. So this rainbow box is ready. I am not putting anything on it. I'm not stamping it, anything. I want you to reuse this box, whether it's for a gift or you just want to store some fun things in it. I want you to reuse this box. Look at that bottom. Isn't it gorgeous? All right, let's put together the pink box. All right, here we're going with the pink box. And this one is pink on the inside too. The other one was white. But I think they came from different suppliers. Just on Amazon. Most of this is just from Amazon. So for this one, I kind of went with like a cotton candy cloud paper. It is a lot of pink. I guess I folded in the pink on this one. But I just think it still fits. It's so pretty. Now this shred had looked more pink, or pastel pink, and it has arrived quite non-pastel. I just chunked a new container in there. Got some rainbow over here. Rainbow down. We gotta keep all the little rainbow pieces. Alright, so this one has a little bit of the white in it left over from, what was that from? I think just the last release. Alrighty, so into this box, we're putting in the Pretty Little Things soap. And this soap smells oh so good. I did not mention, the Winter Rainbow is like a tropically scent, and I do have that on the making of it on the channel. This one was the first soap that I had made in my brand new mold that my son had made me. And I did not film a talking. I did film a reel that is on Instagram and I think on YouTube. But this is just the Pretty Little Things soap. It smells so good. Bright berries and cherry, swirl with coconut, peachy champagne with a warm almond tonka base. So the majority of the scent is like a strawberry, a peach, a champagne. And then I've brought in like some cherry and some almond, some tonka bean. Oh, it's so good. All right, into that. That's what I'm using at my sink currently. So then for the pink one, and I had kind of spritzed some gold glitter, and then my pink kind of got a little more pastel, but it's beautiful. So this is Strawberries and Champagne Scrub. Always a popular favorite scent. So putting that in. We're putting in the heart. This is in pink grapefruit, and it has just a sparkly pinky gold. That's lovely. We're putting in a lavender botanical foot fizzy, just the plain lavender. We're putting in a sweet pea body butter. That's got to be one of my favorite scents of all time, is sweet pea. Funny story. So I was at my brother and sister-in-law's house ages and ages and ages ago. And my sister-in-law's sister came out of the bathroom and walked by. They're getting ready to leave and travel back home. And she smelled amazing. And it just was like flowing with her. And it turns out that it was like sweet pea from Bath and Body Works. It's just there. My sister-in-law had some lotion in the bathroom. I have loved it ever since then. So we're putting in a raspberry macaron, mini macaron wax melt. And this is just two dark pink with a light pink center. And this one is just like a raspberry macaron scent. It is raspberry, coconut, buttercream. Oh my goodness, it's so good. This one has vanilla blush body oil. And it is just, it is so good. So a lot of people like Vanilla Skin from Fleur, I think is its name, the company name. This is a duplication. And out of the bottle, it's just kind of been sitting around. I didn't love it, but I like started putting it in product now. Whoa, it is so good in this one. So my Moonberry blush, now this vanilla blush, they give kind of the same vibes, but they're different scents. But they're just warm and, I was going to say fruity, but they're not super, this was not super fruity. But just kind of like warm, vanilla, creamy. It's just perfect for the winter. So we're going to tuck that in like so. We're going to tuck in some shred, get around there. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then my lip balm still. The lip balm is made with beeswax, so it's not completely vegan. The bath bombs in this one are not made with milk powders. I did make a substitution with arrowroot so that they weren't a milk-based one, but this is not a completely vegan box because of the beeswax. And I make this one with mango butter, apricot, jojoba, you know, it's my thing. Then there's some castor, and then the flavor fragrance. Now, this is a flavor oil. It's more in scent. It's not sweetened. And you're just going to get the scent. You're not going to like lick your lips and taste orange, vanilla, or watermelon. At least I don't. So this one is watermelon. I was just going with something pink. And so then this one, oh, let's not forget the spoon. I did package up a whole bunch of the rainbow ones last night and forgot the spoon. So I slid those in this morning. I was exhausted yesterday. It was my first day of packing. Monday, All right, so I had my release on Thursday, and it really didn't go very well. I was in a foul mood on Friday, just absolutely foul, and feeling very hopeless. And then 7 p.m. came around, and I had checked my email, and here comes my just released email. Apparently, in my brain situation, I did not send out my email on the proper day. I thought I had it set up because I know that I looked at it and I saw that it was set for the next day, and I changed it. But then later on, when I went to just kind of did a double check on inventory before I got ready to release everything on Thursday, it said that I had no rainbow ones in stock, and I knew I had entered the number. And so that was frustrating. And then later on, a customer let me know that my scent description on the rainbow soap was the same as the pink, or vice versa. And so I think that I ran into some errors and some things did not get saved. So I did then get some more orders. Still rather slow, but I was much happier, and I just felt like, boy, I wasted a day being in a bad mood. Just wasted the whole day. I mean, so because I was in such a bad mood, we had to run the big truck, our dually, to town to get its tires rotated, and so I was driving the Jeep. I don't like to drive the Jeep. I love our Gladiator. I can't drive it. I'm so short that I have to have pedals that move forward, or I'm like this on the steering wheel. And so I don't like it. I'd actually rather drive the dually because it does have pedals, but it's mahoosive, and I optioned for the Jeep. Anyway, I was in such a horrible mood, and I put on some music, Heaven Flow, Broken Hallelujah, what's the other one? Dear God. I am a person of faith, so that is what I listen to. And the sun, we came down off of Idaho Hill. We're headed into Kalispell, and there's like this valley and this ranch, and the sun was just like coming through the trees, and it was just like the ice crystals and everything, and it was just gorgeous. And I got it into my head, there's a bigger picture. You're not seeing the bigger picture. And so I kind of calmed down and felt quite a bit better. It did resurface later. As I said, I was in a bad mood. And, but that helped. It did help to get out, and, you know, there is a bigger picture. And so I am just so thankful for those of you that did order. And I'm so excited to package this up. So the point was, Friday I was busy. We ran into town twice because of the said truck tire rotation. Over the weekend, I did some prepping. I made some scrubs back there for the next release, which I was hoping to be on this week, and I just don't have the time to accomplish. I have 10 batches of soap to work with, so I do have a lot coming. And then Monday was the holiday, so it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and my husband did have it off, and he was getting ready to fly out. So we always try to just do lots of prep so that we don't have to go to town and mess with that. So yeah, so Tuesday was my first packaging day. I got a lot done, almost half, and now I'm doing the pack and chat and gonna try to get the last half out today. So let's get started to pack orders. That was a lot. That was a lot. Okay, so this first order is going to my amazing customers, Patrick and Valerie in South Carolina. So thank you so much for your order. And this one was kind of one that we were doing kind of in the background. They both really like my menthol steamers, and Patrick had asked if there were any available, and I said I'd make some, and then, you know, my brain has not been operating as efficiently as I would like. So I had them made, but I didn't have them packaged up quite yet. So they're not on the site, but I will be listing them soon. But he's getting the 3 they requested. I just didn't quite have my inventory count done, so I knew I could do the 3 for them, and then I'd see what was left. So I'm using a 1288 box. Actually, let me think this through. That's not right. I can actually use the 11 box. I was thinking that I had 2 of the boxes. That's what I've been using the 1288 for the 2 box. I'm still getting my boxes from Granger. They have been absolutely phenomenal. Oh my goodness, it is such a dreary day here. I don't know, it just kind of looks dark on this behind. We have not had any snow. We've had warm weather. It has just been so weird. So it was warm, 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 melted, melted, melted. And now, that was not right either. Anyway, it melted, 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 and then decided to be cold again. And originally they said we were going to start getting some snow, but they were incorrect. So I know we're at like over 100% snowpack. The mountains have had snow. We've had more rain this winter than really snow, but it's up there, so that's good. But it's gotten very dry now, and I'm hoping that we kick it up. So we're getting a rainbow box. Let me see. Nope. I wish I would have gotten the proper size boxes because, yeah, I am doing a 1288. My day has just started off a bit weird. I will admit to that. My husband is traveling, and he left so early yesterday morning that I was like, I don't want to take you. And my son was like, I'm not awake at those hours of the day. So, and he's coming in late tomorrow night. So we sent him off in the Suburban. Now the Suburban is only 2-wheel drive. And when we bought that thing used 12 years ago, we did not have any clue that we'd be living in Montana and would desire a 4-wheel drive. So it was always fine. And we just take the truck on the rare instance, you know, that we had any bothersome snow in Missouri. So he took that. It's a little icy here. Our main issue is just getting out of our property and onto the highway. So even then is not that big of a deal, but we do kind of like have a little uphill and a turn to kind of get up in here to our property. And so usually you have to have 4-wheel drive or else you can't do it. But because said no snow, there's dirt. And so we sent him off, and so it's just parked down at the airport. But I am so attached to that Suburban, and I don't know what to do because we're not getting another vehicle. That's just straight up. But I would love to have 4-wheel drive. I just want my Suburban to have 4-wheel drive. I love it. It turned over and it was running, and because it's just been setting for a while. It sits right back here. You probably see it sometimes in my pictures. And I am just so attached to that Suburban. My husband said something and I was like, I don't know what he said, but I walked next to the Suburban. She was running and getting warmed up and just charging batteries and alternators and doing all the things. And he said something kind, and I was like, that's because she's a good old girl. She's a good old girl. Oh my goodness. Okay, so not only is my husband traveling, okay, so that's a big deal, and he's been with this company for 25 years. He's gone from stringing cables in a data center to being the engineering manager for like their data centers. So today he was flying to Chicago with the executives on the corporate jet, which is nice. They have a brand new corporate jet, so he's pretty excited. He sent me some pictures. It is really nice because he's been flying on their corporate jets for 25 years. And since we moved up here, there's no access to that. He flies commercial. So they were flying from the main office area to Chicago today, and then to do tours because they have a couple of new execs and then down to Arkansas, and then back. So he's busy. He's not talking to me today. So I start my day normally with my husband. We drink coffee. He works from home. He's been remote. He's been remote since like 7 or 8 years, but like really remote since COVID and since we moved up here. And so I spend time with my husband, and he was not here, and it's very quiet in the mornings without my husband, and I just sat and drank coffee by myself and looked out the window, and I was like, it's just weird. But here's the really weird thing. Oh, this is a chatty one. Alright, so here we have the box has gone in there. Now there should be enough room. I really did not need that there. Let's take that. Listen. We're putting in the steamers. Now with this one, I'm trying out the green foil. Come on. To see the green foil? And somebody said that the green foil is pretty much as big of a pain as doing the impulse sealer and the shrink wrap. And you are correct. I was like, this is taking forever. So either way, it's a lot of work to package those. So we have 3 of those. Ooh, but look how perfect. Oh my goodness, look how perfect. They're just going right there where they're supposed to go. Anyway, so what I'm getting at here is that this week I am dealing with a dog that is now deaf, and I think she has full-blown dementia. And I don't enjoy dealing with this scenario. So the other night, it was, I think, Saturday night. Pretty sure it was Saturday night. My husband took the dogs out, as he always does, at bedtime. So it was like 10:30 to 11 probably. And my Doberman chased off a bunch of deer that were bedded down just kind of on the edge of the woods. Well, my dog had gone another direction, and he was doing his business because he's a good boy. And he started a low growl. My dog, that's his tell. If there's something wrong, he's going to growl. Otherwise, he's just going to bark his head off because he's a little yippy head. And my husband shined his light, and there was a mountain lion stalking my dog. Stalking my dog. So, mind you, this is barely behind the camper. So see, now I have a lot of space, but it'll be fine. Since the shred is slim, I'm regrouping and using some peanuts here to fill up this extra space. Yes, that'll be better. So anyway, there's a mountain lion stalking my dog. So my husband, we live in northwest Montana in the wilds. We are out in the woods. We have 9 acres, etc. My husband did fire off a warning shot to scare it away. Everything seemed fine. Our older dog Shelby was just kind of like barking and excited and everything. And when it came time for her to come back to the house, because my husband was trying to get them in pretty quickly, she just stared at us. She just stared, and we're like, come on, let's get inside. Just staring, like the lights are on, but nobody's home. We decided that she couldn't hear us anymore, that the shot had caused some sort of trauma, and she couldn't hear us anymore. So we've been working with that, the fact that she wasn't hearing. So Sunday, I was again out with the dogs, had them out. She went right behind the propane tank. I'm like, okay, she's doing her business. Everything's fine and good. I'm like on my phone, and I'm doing, can dogs lose their hearing, quickly from a trauma? And it said, well, yes, they can. And so I'm like reading this article. Not but a minute had passed, and she's gone. She's like gone. So I'm walking around, I'm calling her, I finally get my daughter starts helping, my son starts helping, my husband was just in the middle of something, so, and they're not best of friends, so he did not rush out. Anyway, we're looking, we're calling. That's when we realized she really couldn't hear us at all. We kind of suspected. And so, I hope you like chatty stuff, because this is taking forever. And it is a pack and chat, after all. Heavy on the chat this time. Anyway, so now we're going to put in a full bar of Pretty Little Things soap. And I don't know, I made this soap, and that's what kept popping into my head. It's just pretty little things. Just pretty little things. Keepsakes, hearts, trinkets. Beautiful, cute. You know, just that's what I was thinking. So I did go with it. I'm going to pop in a chunky Winter Wonderland soap sample from the last release. Because I only had the 2 bars with this release, you know, and everything is in the box for the most part. And now that they've bought the Rainbow and the Pretty Little Things soap, I'm not really using those samples with this release. Alright. So anyway, we're all looking, we're calling her, we're wandering. I'm up on the road one way, somebody's up on the road the other way. Finally, almost an hour had passed. Finally, my husband comes out and he's like, I'm getting in the Jeep, I'll go look. So he comes out, and this is how we leave to go out and go to town. And so he went this way, and he went down, and he turned, and that's the one that goes in front of our neighbor's property who's helping us build. And there she was. So she had, this is 20 acres. So there are 20 acre slots. We have 9, then there's 11, and then our neighbor, the log cabin builder, has the whole 20 behind us that goes the whole length. And so she had left ours, gone all the way down there, and was pretty excited to see my husband. She was like, okay. She rode in the back of the Jeep on the way home. She thought that was pretty cool. Well, I see my marker just ruined my card. Anyway, she was pretty excited. She was pretty excited. She'd been on an adventure. I think she was tracking the mountain line. I really do. I think because she was headed for the woods. So then there's more 20 acre lots right behind us. And then it's forest. And it's the mountains. And so I think that's where she was headed. I really do. So we're like, okay, we're going to have to be more careful with her. And, you know, we're thinking of all the things, the GPS, this tag, that tag, you know, collars, etc. We're thinking about it, but feel free to give advice if you have some. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to switch over to some shred, but not much. Just give me a little bit. This is going to be, oh, that's going to be a mess. I'm sorry. That's not going to be fun to pick apart. I gotta feel bad about it, but it's actually a very nice packaging. Battery's exhausted. That's no surprise. This has been going on for a while already. Anyway, I think she was just headed to track it. So then last night, she's just was weird all day long, and I sent her out because there seemed to be an urgency scenario, and all I had to do was get my boots on and my flashlight and follow her. She's gone. So a very good dog, normally, that she goes potty, she comes back. She wanders a little bit sometimes, she comes back. She's loopy. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's like, just leaves. And like because I'm like, even if her hearing isn't there, right, won't she still come back? Like, she still has her sense of smell and routine and all the things, and she's just like nothing. So to feed her, I have to put her on a leash, and just like, because I feed them in the camper still, but we spend a lot of time in the house, or by, you know, it's just weird. Anyway, just trying to pull her around, and she's like, I don't know how to walk on a leash. She's like, she doesn't know what she's doing. So a vet visit is in order. I don't know what they can accomplish, because she is an older dog. Look, isn't that cute? Oh, can't show y'all that one. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with her. But it's a stress, and it's a pretty big one right now, because now I feel like I'm dealing with a very quick moving puppy that doesn't know anything. So she's like on her leash. I'm telling her to go to the potty, and it's just like, no comprende. Like, there's no computation, no computing there. So I don't know, I guess it scrambled her brains too? I don't know. Okay, so this order is going to Pamela in Massachusetts. Thank you so much for your order, Pamela. And we have a pink box. So, very beautiful pink box. Thus, the pink box. I have a 1075 here, and that's all we're sending in this one. So, we just have, it fits in there just right. And I'm going to pop in a winter rainbow soap. This is actually the first one, and you kind of see how pretty it is. The first of this that I have sent out so far. And so in with the packing slip and my business card. Part of the information, you know, that I was kind of giving you at the beginning, a little bit of a, you know, about me. Well, the Missouri does actually start in Montana, so not exactly where we are, but it also wasn't flowing through Springfield, Missouri, where I lived for a time either. So we have kept the name, but yeah, the headwaters are out east. It's a little flatter over there, but it's still a cool area. Great fishing, apparently. And I did have this box from another order that had just also ordered one thing, and then I took it apart. So just retaping. And then this one is off to Pamela. Now the next one was a little bit different. It is for Diane, and Diane made quite a large order, but she also suggested that I push hers towards the end so that I can get the other ones out first. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on getting some of the other orders out for today, because my son's going to run those here in just a couple of hours. And then I will be back to pack Diane's order. Okay, so it is day 2, and I am back to pack up Diane's order. And we have just a fun selection here in front of us. Now, I did a little research. I checked out some rates. I have a Mahusive box, but I think that it's going to be just the same to pretty much send it all together. Maybe even cost more if I sent it separate. So it looked like I had some pretty good pricing on it. So I'm going to go ahead with this. You probably won't put this up. I won't see me anymore. It says 16 12 by 10. And it is a Mahusive box. I kind of gave it a test run already, and I just think this is going to be a good box. I have some leftover bubble wrap. I thought I would at least see. You're probably not going to be able to see in this box about no matter what. Yeah, that fits in there really nice on the bottom. And we're going to reuse it. Probably from Wholesale Supplies Plus order. All right. The cheek thing just started again. It's so weird. So I was editing the pack and chat so far, which I've got to apologize. It is just so chatty. It is just ridiculous. And all I can really think of is that my husband is traveling, and he absorbs a lot of my chattiness. And so since I haven't really been able to talk to him, I talked to him on the phone for like 3 minutes, and that was the first time in 2 days. So he takes a lot of my chattiness. So anyway, we're going to put in 2 rainbow boxes, and I do want to get some, I feel like I have a lot more of this somewhere. Let's see if we can get some on the sides. Let's see. How about we do some sides? We'll do it like that. All right. And we'll see. We'll see what I need to do. So I'm putting in 2 of the rainbow boxes. They fit in there pretty nicely. And then 2 of the pink ones. And then we have a bunch of soap. Diane was selling me out of soap so that I just didn't have to have it on my website anymore. The bronze strawberry. So that's sold out. Almost sold out on the end. I think I have 1 bar left. So yeah, that was so nice. Thank you. I am ready to move on from that soap. It is such an amazing soap. And Diane does a lot of gifting. So that's why she tends to buy a lot. It's not just all for her use. I am just contemplating how I want to do this. I kind of feel like I'd like this to be on the back side instead. Then I could push them on the back, to the back. Ding ding! Oh, there's my phone over there. Alright. My husband was sending me his flight info. I was like, I really don't know anything other than you're going to be here super late. So I like to track them like I'm flight aware. I think that's really fun. I'm going to get out my ladder and head up and see if I can find more bubble wrap. So I did not have any more bubble wrap, but I did have some more packing peanuts. So I put some of those in with some paper shred. It's going to be a bit of a mishmash. I don't normally have these box set scenarios, so I don't usually need a lot of extra. And yeah, this was the only one that had this many boxes in it, so I was fine otherwise. And I know Diane will be cool with it. So we're putting in, let's see how many altogether. I kind of had things set out per their orders. Let me double check. There's those. Another one. So we have 4 of the Pretty Little Things soaps going in. Alright, that works alright. A couple of those on the side there. Like so. And we have 4 of the Winter Rainbow soaps as well. So we'll put those just right beside. Nice. Looking very good. We have a bronze strawberry and an anise kind of just matching up there. So we're going to put those in. And then I have all of these as bronze strawberry as well. So let's see what I can do. I think I might lay these ones down over here. Yes, this is going to go wonderfully. I will have to ensure this box pretty good. Make sure it's covering everything. So there we go, look. Look how nice that is. It really fit in there well. Put in more of the packing peanuts. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave this one right here for now. There is a special product that I want to make for Diane specifically. So I do need to do a little bit of research now that I have a couple of minutes to think. And then I will tuck that in if I can. If not, I'll find some other new things. I have a bunch of soap ready, so I'll probably do some samples of those if I can make that work. If you have made it to the end, I'm so very thankful for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the orders. Thinking I'm going to take some time off. I think I'm going to take tomorrow off. I am just going to enjoy my husband being home and having help with the dang dog. She literally just yanked my arm nearly off. We were coming down the steps when she was on the leash, and she was like, hey, I'm just gonna make a run for it, and she jerked me off of this like last 3 steps, about yanked my arm out. I'm a little sore. I have been putting so much focus on all these little products that went into the box. I've been working all the weekends, all the days, so I'm just really looking forward to taking a moment to myself, and then I'll probably still work this weekend because when there's work to be done, you do it, especially when you're a small business owner. You can find my products at moriversoap.com. I still have the rainbow and the pink box in stock. I still have the winter rainbow soap and the pretty little things soap still in stock, and some other things, some stragglers from the Christmas and winter releases. You can find links to my social media in the video description. I'd love if you followed me there. I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like and a hype and leave me a comment, because I do love chatting with you. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye. All right, let's go do a cabin tour. Neighbor is chainsawing today, so it's gonna be a little noisy, I guess, on our commute. But look at this commute. It is very icy. So I'm gonna have to be really careful, and I will see you when I head inside. You're so funny. All right, so here we are in the laundry / mud room, and we did have to buy new washer and dryer because the others did not handle the storage in the journey back. So that's kind of a bummer. We have flooring going in, and it is just, oh, so beautiful. I love it. We kind of went with one that wasn't as expensive, which was nice because, you know, that original HVAC guy really swindled us. And we're, you know, it's kind of getting slim on the build income. So, but we loved it. We just love how it looks. Oh boy, they're throwing down. Don't hurt your Doberman. Okay, so we'll try this yet again. I really like the floors. They're super pretty, and they have a lot of the same colors that kind of bring all the different woods together, because our neighbor, the log cabin builder, he's like, it's just the way it is. You're just gonna have all these different woods. It's not gonna match. Anyway, we really like this flooring. It wasn't the most expensive, you know, high quality flooring in the world, but we really like it. It matched all the colors that we wanted it to have, and we had a heck of a time getting it in because everybody else likes it too. This is a chair that we just got at Costco. This is going to go into my daughter's room. My husband had a goal of getting us in here this week before he traveled, but we didn't quite make it. But it's fine. The weather is fine, and the camper is still super cozy. So we still need to pick a ceiling fan. I'm kind of conflicted on the ceiling fan. So look at all this work. So we have insulation, all this tongue and groove went between the, I don't know, joists. I guess that's what they call them, floor joists. They're decorative though. I don't know. I would be corrected if my husband was here. And we got some lines up. Gonna have to do some window washing. Now this is a Mahusive television. This is not staying. This is our living room television, but we don't have a bedroom television. So he was just trying to get me all hooked up. We still have to do all the floor trim, the wall trim, but that's gonna be a spring project when we can saw and poly outside. So next spring, summer, that's what we're going to be doing. So here we go this way. And the bathroom looks so good. I love it. The dark charcoal was not my first choice, but that is what my husband and son wanted in their bathrooms, and so we just went with it. A nice, big, beautiful shower. That's gonna be loads of fun. I'm going to have kind of like a makeup vanity dealio here eventually. Not an urgency. But yeah, we're obviously still getting work done in here. It's not quite done. There's a random Yeti mug. I don't know why. The finish work takes so much time. We are just mind boggled by it. So you can see the floor, how it's going into the hallway. So my son this week is going to work on this and get it into this bedroom, which is still, you know, there's a lot going on in there. And if we peek, I think there's a Lily Lou in here. She's had a shave not too long ago, but she's just as cute as they come. Look, I see you. I see you. No, boys, don't mess with her. Now go on. Oh, you went and did it now, Maverick. You knocked it over. Knocked over. Why are you so cute though? This is my kitchen cabinet that I was supposed to paint a long time ago and have not done. Hello, Lily. This is just a cat stack. Storage, but she is utilizing it anyway. My pantry is also being used as storage currently. And I'm not even going to turn the light on because this bathroom is in operation and I have been cleaning the damn bathroom, but oh mom. All right, so the last time you saw the kitchen, I don't think we had the cabinet pulls on. And so yeah, it's very cozy. We have been cooking in here since Thanksgiving. I adore this kitchen. I don't love how it's like currently set up, like with the microwave and stuff. The microwave is going to be in the pantry, and obviously I'm going to be able to have my seasonings up on probably in my wall cabinet because I still have 2 wall cabinets going in, possibly a third. I've got a roast going. I'm going to go pack orders here in a little bit, so dinner is on its way. And I just love cooking, y'all. I forgot that I love cooking, and I make cookies, and we have so much fun now. We just cook. We enjoy eating, and we enjoy life. Again, windows are dusty, and we will clean them towards the end of this process, probably in the spring. So it's very construction-y over here still. Always so thirsty. So this is my little nook, my little corner. And I came out to edit a video this morning, but my laptop is dead. So that's fun. Not sure what that's all about when it was plugged in. And the dogs like to hang out in this little cozy corner. And they got their antlers to chew on. And they're pretty happy. So, you know, we're making it work. It's not set up as a home as of yet. But we're making it work, and we're very happy and pleased with it. Things are very sawdusty, like that light and my range hood. We haven't even taken protective films off of things because of that reason. And look at this puzzle. We started this on Christmas Day. Is it not so cool? So this week I need to, what is up with this light? I think it needs a charge. Anyway, we are going to put puzzle glue on it, and eventually we will frame it, and that will be, you know, our first Christmas in the cabin. We did a puzzle, so that's really fun. So we're gonna have to go get more tongue and groove this week because that's all we have left is like 1, 2, 3, 4 boards. Not this week, next week, because my husband is traveling. We have all the lumber to start on the railings. I think that's going to start next week. So look, it'll be nice to have a railing. That's my husband's office. He's actually in the air. It is Tuesday morning. He is in the air as we speak, headed to Springfield, Missouri. And guess what? That's where all my stuff is, and I can't have it. Whoop. Whoop. Yeah, so I can't have any of my stuff quite yet. I told him to have a convo with the CEO of the company and say, we have Operation Pots and Pans, and if he wanted to fly the corporate jet up here to Montana to Glacier Park International, I would love to have my pots and pans. My husband's thought, well, maybe he wouldn't actually talk to the CEO about that. This one does not do stairs, so he's not been upstairs yet. And he is very curious. We have some closet doodads to get going. All right, I have to go around. I just wanted to show you the floor. It's fairly early in the day, so my son is actually, he does live in here, and so he is asleep. But everything again is very dusty, but the floors have all been stained, and it looks so good. Oh, be quiet. I have to go up here. Be quiet. Oh yeah, look at that dirty floor. Oh my goodness. Kit Kat's waiting to go in. She loves him so much. So this is the knitting nook. And the floor is just so pretty. Have my lights in. This is all polyed and everything, and see how it's shiny. I'll look down on the world in the workshop. And so I'm very excited for us to work on all of the railings soon. I think that is just going to be an amazing, wonderful project to complete. I hope that you have enjoyed this little cabin tour, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.